Okay, so you guys want to see the garden right now? So here we go. These are the Ivan's Roma tomatoes. They look like little cherry tomatoes, which is really cool. And I've been picking a bunch already, and I've been eating them. Little pears. Oh, there's one. There's one. That's how they're growing really fast. There's that one, and then this one here. Gonna tip them over, but it's full too. And then there's this one here. Another Ivan's Roma tomato. And then we have this beefsteak tomato here. Has a few little tomatoes starting to grow. They're not very big, they're little. So it's getting bigger here. Here's just this is called the Brad's Atomic tomatoes. They go purple and stripy, they're really cool. And this is a little baby cucamelon. Haven't gotten a single cucamelon, but it's a cute little vine. And then sunflowers here. And there's my thyme. I grew from seed. And then this one here, all of this here. Oh, there we go, that's better. And all of this back here pulling up, it's all part of this tomato plant, which is another Brad's Atomic tomato right here. There's a few tomatoes here still growing. And then back here are my beef steaks, which are really nice, giving me all these big tomatoes here. Still, oh, this one's upside down. Look at that. It's growing upside down. Oh, it's a little heart one, yeah. And there's more there. This one's a little cracked. But this one's from this plant here, this tomato beef steak. Go. And back here you can see a couple of cherry tomatoes from the plant in the front. They're pretty big. Oh, I popped one. Oops, that's okay. Save that for in the house. And then down here, I did plant a couple of, I put in a red cabbage 2 days ago. I put it in from my seedlings. And then here's another cabbage, just a regular green cabbage, early golden acre cabbage. So that's here with the beefsteak tomatoes. And then back here behind me, I pulled out what used to be here was the cucumber, but now I have 2 of the 5-color silver beet Swiss chard. This one here in red, and then there's a little yellow one there. And there's a little tomato growing here that's just a volunteer. I leave those there on purpose because they attract the bugs, which is kind of smart. Got some onions, little tiny onions growing here. And then here I have my onions for next year. They're all growing very nicely. And then in here, these are radishes. So I have alternating onions and radishes right here. And then I'm supposed to have, these are radishes on the edge. And here's supposed to be a bunch of spinach, but it's not growing. So we'll see what happens. There's more onions in the back. And this is my cilantro patch. It's doing really nice, so pretty. And I made a little levee here along the edge, so the water doesn't just stream down. It'll actually catch it because this is on an angle, and then this goes up flat. So it's kind of like a little hill. And then we have my peppers here. My nadapeño little plants here. I have 3 of them, and look. Jalapeños, well, nadapeños, little baby one. And a nice size one there. Was another one there. And there's this plant here, and there's that plant there. And then these ones are supposed to be called black Zulu bell peppers. And they're covered in flowers. So I'm expecting to get some bell peppers here. So there's a few more here. Little baby one, and this one. I'm planning on protecting these later with for overwintering, see if I could get them to overwinter for next year. And then here is my volunteer pumpkin, just about ready to be picked. And this is a volunteer tomatillo. I've pruned it today because it was really big. And there's a little volunteer tomato, a few little cherry tomatoes waiting to get red and blush. And then in this section here, I get another little levee I made and separating with rocks. There's some cabbage that I grow from seed here. Back there too, that one. And then this right here, alternating of carrots, radishes, and then carrots, and then radishes, and it just alternates all the way across. And everything is growing really nice, and I've thinned them out to give them space, so they're looking really nice. And then here's another cabbage, and another cabbage right there. I left one borage grow to see if it does anything. And then there's a peanut plant from the squirrels. And then today earlier, I went ahead and planted out my peas. I have these peas right here, right there. And then I planted these peas here. You can see the name. There's 3 here. Although I think I might have gotten 1 or 2 mixed up, but that's okay. And then this tomato plant, it's really cool. Look at the size of this tomato. It's a beefsteak, and it's still growing, so it's really cool. Just the only one growing on this vine. And then back here, you can see growing the other beefsteak tomato with plenty of tomatoes still growing. There's some back there. Oops, there it is, right there. So tomatoes and peas. No, excuse me, not peas. They're yeah, they're peas. They're bush peas. They're sugar bush peas. And then here's another volunteer from the squirrels peanut plant. And then we move on to transitioning to the green beans. So these are all green beans. I've been picking green beans all the last almost month. Oh, I've eaten it a few times. And then this is a volunteer radish. I just let bolt. It looks really pretty. That's the food area, pretty much. And then for next year, next to my blueberry bush and my other blueberry bush is some corn that the squirrels planted. It's okay, it's kind of cool. He's even growing some stuff there. And back here is my lemon verbena, just hanging out. It's really tall. Look at how tall that is. It smells really good. And I'm gonna end up transplanting all these bulbs back here for these flowers. And I'm gonna transplant them up against the fence here behind all this fence line. So it'll eventually be bulb flowers, onions, just like here all the way across the fence, different kinds. And then spread seeds of different flowers so they grow every year and they come back or they go. So it should be pretty fun in the back. And that way I never have to touch it, it just grows on its own. So we have that. And pretty much just everything else is doing good. This is a little snapdragon that's already given all its flowers. And this is my one dahlia that's come back already 2 or 3 years. And some new plants back here. And then the fruit tree. And then, oh yeah, there's this other pumpkin from the volunteer that grew out of the compost pile. It's a little one too, but it's starting to turn. Looks really cool. Yeah, and then the rest is just, I took down the tomatillo plant because it was a volunteer and it was already breaking up, so made space for where the peas are. But yeah. Oh yeah, and I have this little tiny patch of parsley I grew, and it's doing really well. So we got parsley. So here's the garden. One more look. There you go. Okay. Again, tomato, peas, green beans. There's 2 cabbages there. There's 2 cabbages there. And then an alternation of radishes and carrots. And then all my peppers section is here. Again, in the back, those are all onions in the back. And then here again, cilantro. There's some greens that are supposed to grow there. I don't know if it'll happen, but we're gonna try. And then all my onion patch in the back. So, and I try to grow some chamomile here, but I'm just not seeing anything sprouting, so I might not get anything. So, but I got a few onions here. Little baby onions that I can still eat, and they're good for cooking. Oh yeah, and here, again, I got chard. And then I kind of planted another cabbage here because I was running out of room. And then, oh yeah, I have one zucchini. Hopefully I'll get at least one zucchini growing. Still tiny, but we'll see. And then back here, cabbage. I had a lot of cabbages. Oh yeah, and back here's my other Brad's Atomic Tomato plant. This one is really cool. It's got so many tomatoes as you go up. Right here. And then you have this one here. Still growing flowers. If you go back here, you got these ones. And then you get a whole entire batch here. And you got these ones. And then you got these ones. It's still growing. It's happy. It's all in that bucket with that little pumpkin here too, this little mini pumpkin. And then here where there used to be a tomatillo that never really did much of anything, I put in a couple of more cabbages. I got a lot of cabbages this year. And then another cabbage. And then a cantaloupe. Little baby cantaloupe. Volunteer. I did not grow this on purpose. It's so cool. And then here we have a big old cabbage growing there too. Could I put one there? And then, yeah. I've been sticking cabbages everywhere. And here too. So, anywhere I could find a spot because I got a bunch of cabbages. So, there you go. So yeah, this is the garden. Oh yeah, and this is some onions I've been growing for like years just as a pretty plant. But I'm going to transplant these finally to the wall back there. Like with the other onions. So, yep. One more look of the garden. So Ivan's Roma tomato plants. Thank you, Ivan, for the seeds. They're doing really cool. It's another one they're kind of falling over but doing well. And then we got onions and the cantaloupe and all the cabbages in between and tomatoes. So, yep. I did really good this year. So I feel really good about the garden, especially my new full garden here. My first year doing an actual full garden, and all the hard work I put into in March to redo the entire bed for food growing and resowing it and adding compost. Yeah, it shows. It shows that it was worth it. So yeah, hope you guys liked the little peek at the garden, and talk to you later. There you go. Little look at the house. Don't worry about the sides. I'm letting them go dead. But yeah, here we go. Little look at the garden, at the backyard. Go. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.